everyone, so this video is another sketchbook session, which is basically just me drawing in my sketchbook, practicing on a few things, maybe focusing on one specific area, or just kind of having fun in my sketchbook. A personal goal of mine, and I think a lot of artists have this goal, is to try to keep up with my sketchbook and try to actually finish them, and just try to draw more in my sketchbook, because the more you do something, the better you get at doing that thing. So in order to become a better artist, I have to keep drawing, and the sketchbook is a really good way to do that. Of course, obviously, it's a book full of your experiments and you drawing, so I really want to make sure I don't neglect my sketchbook too much, but also not put too much pressure on myself, because if you do that, then you'll start to, I don't know, it's just not good to do that. So if I don't feel like sketching one day, I won't force myself to do it excessively, but I try to draw every day, and some days I do many more pages than other days, and of course some days you can just draw better that day for some reason, and other days you can't draw a thing. So for this video, one of the things I was focusing on is drawing faces, because the way I draw faces, I feel like I've never properly studied them. I've just slowly transitioned from when I was really young drawing anime styled faces, and I didn't really study the fundamentals, and I basically slowly broke out of that, and now that I'm trying to draw faces more accurately, especially when I stylize them, I still want them to be accurate faces and just have the placement of all the features to be correct. Now I'm trying to actually learn what a face looks like, and I often forget a lot of the key features of the face. I always make the eyes too far apart from each other. I make the cheeks too small, or I just don't draw, I don't leave the right amount of space between the jaw and cheek sort of area, and then the placement of the ear I'm a little bit sloppy with, and I'm also very sloppy with drawing ears. I want to become better at that. And noses, I slowly forgot how to draw, but by doing more of these studies, I think I'm starting to kind of get a handle of it again. So basically what I did is I opened up Pinterest, I looked up face reference, and I just tried to draw all the different faces that were on Pinterest, and some of them were all different angles. And I think it definitely helped me kind of sort some things out that I have always kind of been fuzzy about, and just help to kind of strengthen my skills just a little bit when it comes to drawing faces, and maybe I can look back at these if I ever need a quick reference for the way a head looks when it's turned. The part I have the hardest time with is when the face is looking down. I think that's when I have the most difficulty, because I leave too much space between areas. I don't shorten areas of the face enough. I don't foreshorten them enough. I tend to stretch things out too much, and I don't realize just how close things, just how compressed it gets when the head turns. So I'm trying to kind of really pay attention to those parts of the face. Another thing that I've been talking about for a bit, and finally, they've arrived in the mail, is I've been wanting to get some postcard prints for my store, and I ordered them over 2 weeks ago, and I think they must have gotten lost in the mail. So I reached out to the company, they reordered them for me, and then they arrived really quickly. So now I'm going to have prints in my store. There's not that many designs. I wanted to see how I liked the paper before I ordered a whole bunch. So I have the blue fish one with the blue art supplies one, and then I have the sunflower girl print as well. I definitely prefer the sunflower one. I think it looks a lot better as a print. I think the blue art supply one looked better on the screen, but I think it still looks okay as a print. So those two will be on my store. I also have another one coming from a different place that you can get postcards printed, or just to have prints made. I have them coming from another place. They haven't arrived yet. They are being slower than the other place, so I probably won't use them So I now have some small, they're A5 prints, I believe, and I chose some interesting textured paper for them to be printed on, so it gives them kind of a cooler look. But I might just go for, I'm gonna try out the different paper types, but I kind of like the textured look to it. So those will be on my store. The link will be in the description. I find when I start to draw in my sketchbook, a really good way to warm up is to draw things that you enjoy drawing. So I like to kind of sketch out animals. I find I'm not as picky with them because I don't really know the way they look, so if something's off, I can't tell that much, so I kind of feel a bit more confident when I draw them. So it's good to start off drawing. It's good to start off your session of sketching by drawing things that you're comfortable with, because it kind of gives you that confident boost to then jump into the more difficult stuff. I definitely really like to do that. Or it can be fun to kind of get right into the thing that you actually want to study, and then kind of cool down with a bunch of things that you like to draw. I don't know, I guess whatever works for you, but that's what works for me, is starting off with things that I enjoy drawing, then challenging myself a bit, and then going back to the things I enjoy drawing. If your sketchbook is all studying and you don't really enjoy any of it, it's kind of hard to keep going with it, so you have to find something that you really like to draw. And for me, that's animals, I would say, at least at this point. I just really like them. I want to learn how to draw animals a bit better, get better at making them look like they actually have movement, and drawing the faces of different animals, because I really struggle with that. They're just so different from humans. I find a lot of animals, the space between the eyes is almost double. It's almost 2 eyes in between, like cats and dogs, I think. I've looked at my dog's face a lot, and I think she has 2 eyes in between her eyes, and humans, they have 1 eye in between their eyes. I hope you enjoyed seeing me sketch in my sketchbook. It's always fun doing these videos, just trying out drawing a whole bunch of different things, and I hope you enjoyed just seeing me experiment, seeing the failed drawings and the drawings that worked out better. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.